Well, we've just got here at Thurston Lake and we're going to have a bit of a floater mission today. Within the vicinity of this sort of complex, we've got 3 park lakes. We've got Thurston, Teardrops and Lodge Lake. So I'm going to start at Thurston. It's a little bit windy, but we've slicked up the floaters, getting some floaters in now. If they come up here, we've got a chance. If not, then we'll go for a wander over to Teardrops and Lodge, see if we can catch a few over there. But for now, I'm going to keep feeding floaters, see if we can get them going. Well, we've been feeding for about an hour to an hour and a half now, and although the odd carp has come up, it isn't exactly going wild out there. So I've just been for a wander in a little back bay. There's a really shallow, weedy little back bay that looks about 2 or 3 foot in depth. And upon looking a little bit closer, I saw a few black shapes in the weed. So whilst this is quiet, I think I'm going to go and grab a rod, grab some bread crust and do a bit of free lining for an hour or so. See what happens. No one fishes around here now. Been for a little creep around, and as you'll see, this bit of the lake is very, very different from the rest. There's a little back channel. It's about 2 foot deep, weed everywhere, and there's a few carp basking in the sun. So I've got a little bit of free line bread crust. I'm going to try and whack one on the top of their nose and hopefully they'll engulf it. All right, Al. If he turns, I'll catch him, I think. Should have caught him. He's just there, look. Sorry mate, that was all a bit mad. I know you went for a little wander, but I saw one just coming in this weed and it nailed it pretty much instantly. Whoa, it's very very weedy in here, so I'm going to have to try and keep her up on the surface. Come on mate. Come on, mate. That was crazy. Bit of bread crust just off its nose and wallop, it had it. Oh, they've been quite spooky actually. Come on fella, come through this weed. Come on mate, looks like a nice common. Come on, keep your head up. Keep your head up. Come on, keep your head up. Come on, mate. Head up. Head up. Come on. Please come in. Please come in. Oh, I think I've got him. I think I've got him. Yes. Yeah, boy. Finally got a fish in the net, and as you can see, it's blisteringly hot today. It's about 30 degrees, so you've got to care for your prize when she's on the bank. So, big old healthy wallop of water to wet the mat, and obviously the fish when you got the mat and taking your photos. Well, there is the bread-eating culprit, a pristine common, caught out this little bay on a lump of bread crust. Very simple tactics, size 6 hook, bread. Simple as that. Literally slurped it in, wallop, I was in. Lovely, lovely carp on a beautiful hot day. So let's get you back, mate, see if we can catch that bigger one that was out there. The sun glistening off her, beautiful. So the move has paid off. It's quite clear that there's got to be 30 odd fish in this bay. The main lake is very, very windy today. This is a lot calmer. And as you can see by the weed, there's a lot of cover and the fish seem to be enjoying it. They're basking in this hot summer sun and there's little sort of gaps in the weed. You can just spot the odd head or the odd pair of shoulders just sitting there in the weed. And it's just a case of lowering a little bit of bread crust on top and it worked. Just got to look for a couple more now, because there's a few bigger fish in here. We'll have a go. He didn't like that cast, did he? Spooked him. So after pretty instant action earlier on, it's quietened off a bit. The fish seem to have pushed over the far bank and they're just a little bit out of free lining range. So I've just added a little interceptor float, which I'm going to flick over the far side. Don't mind if it lands in the weed. Just let the bread work its magic. Just tying up a little rig now, so hopefully we'll be able to get it amongst them. We're not too far over. Now, one of these has got to have it, hasn't it? No. Off, he's nipping it, isn't he? Oh, a bit of a last chance saloon now. We are about 5 o'clock and I've been trying my heart out all day in that swim that we looked at earlier, the little shallow weedy one. Pulled out of a fish unfortunately and spent the next few hours frustratingly after those surface carp, but they died off in the end. They seemed to push out, sort of out of casting range, and I decided for a move. Actually, I gave up and came up the other end of the lake. Before we got in the car, I said to Alex, let's have one last little look up the other end of the lake. And I've put some mixers in, see what happens. I've had a couple take in, and I've squeezed Alex another sort of half an hour, 45 minutes. So I'll keep feeding. If they start taking them, we'll have a go. If not, I'm going to go home, have a nice beer and a barbecue. So that's the fun of floater fishing. You only need a few hours and you can have yourself a lot of fun. So let's see what happens in the next hour or so. If not, I'm going to go and scoff myself full of food.